approve a contract between Western Wayne School District and Carol R. Leinhardt, CRNP, to provide the required medical review of the IEP students who are eligible for a medical access program, confirming that services are needed, and further that they are being provided at the rate of $10 for each access medical practitioner authorization form effective July 1st, 2016 for the 2016-2017 school year.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
How much did this cost us last year?
Last year was $8 per item. The responsibilities for the nurse practitioner has been greater. $10 is what everybody else around us paid last year. Caroline agreed to do it for $10. This also drives, so it is
How
a
many students?
a $2 increase. Medical access students,
I don't know exactly
well, first of all, it drives $180,000 worth of revenue through medical access to us. And I believe there were, that in my estimation, looking at the ones, because I have to sign every one of them that come through, there's about 200 plus or minus. So it costs us $2,000. If we don't do it, we give up $180,000 in revenue. And these are our most severely needy medical access oriented children with special needs through their IEP. And in her estimation, by signing off on it, is that it becomes billable to the medical access program, which is a federal government program. Again, that drives about $180,000 to us, primarily at the younger ages. It's primarily early intervention and early childhood students that require this need. But you know, my best guess, and it was only a guess, and we'll follow up with the number at the next board meeting, but my best guess is about 200 kids.
Are there any other access medical practitioners in the area?
There are, and we requested them from a pricing standpoint, and it was $10. So instead of changing who we have done business with the last couple of years, we go to somebody else.
Do we have any that live inside the school district?
There are not.
From Homestead?
There are not, unfortunately. The other, one was in Scranton and one lived in Moscow. So we did not have another opportunity for a local person.
Thank you.
Hearing no other comments, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 27, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the joint educational partnership between Western Wayne School District and the Scranton-Lackawanna Human Development Agency Head Start program effective July 1, 2016 to June 30, 2017.
Second it.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 28, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education award Diane Jenkins the extracurricular transportation runs for the 2016-2017 school year with Caruth Bus Lines Incorporated as backup on an as-needed basis at the following rates. Rate per mile is $2.97 with a minimum for mileage of $86.71 and a waiting time at an hourly rate of $11.52.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
That's the same amount of money as last year and the year before. And the only addition to that is because we've had situations where we have, especially in the springtime when there were many rainouts, and we had more activities going out than Diane Jenkins had buses and drivers available. We added Caruth as a backup in case that ever happens again.
Just, this is a slight increase. They increase based on what the transportation index goes up. So it's like 0.7% increase. It's very slight, but there is a small increase for this year.
I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
I just wanted to-
We always follow the state formula. So the state formula has been followed for many, many years.
Many years. The last time the state looked at it was 1979, and we're using that formula. That's how up to date they are in Harrisburg. So when gas prices were dirt cheap and prices are sky high, Well, they're good this year, but normally they're sky high. That's why we have problems sometimes with our transportation people looking for a couple more bucks because of, you know, not really making a lot of money for what they do because of the gas rates. But yeah, their policy is from 79.
Yeah, and there are school districts right now that are being beat up badly in the public because they're paying, you know, multiples of millions of dollars above what the state formula is. And the Auditor General cited a bunch of them and named the school districts and the amount that they paid above and beyond the formula, and we do not. So there's a recommendation by the State Auditor General to bid all transportation contracts on a regular basis. And the bottom line on that is, if we do that and somebody comes in under state formula, the local people who have done the work for us for many years have the opportunity to lose their businesses, and the school district won't save any money because we are always going to pay $500,000 times market value, which is approximately $900,000 for our transportation services. So if we're able to do it more cheaply than what we currently are, the only people that we're saving the money is the state of Pennsylvania at the expense of our local contractors. And the local contractors that do this business for us, there are a number of them that have been in the business for a number of years. They, again, employ local people, they pay local taxes, and they are not paid a premium above and beyond the formula, which Donnie mentioned was 1979. There's an inflation factor in there to hopefully give them raises accordingly, but the reality is that inflation factor is a managed number. It doesn't even come close to what their actual cost increases have been. So we're very happy with our contractors. We're also very happy that we're not going to be cited by the Auditor General or any other state official telling us that we're spending taxpayer money above and beyond where we should, because we currently are not and never have. So just so anybody, if there ever is you see in the paper, there's a recommendation to that the school districts can save money in transportation. Bottom line is we cannot. It's driven by market value aid ratio times $500,000. So it's $900,000 whether we spend $1 million, $2 million, or $10 million. Our net cost to the taxpayers of the school district is $900,000. Now we do want to do, and we are going to do this summer, a revamp of our transportation system to try to make it as efficient as we can from a standpoint of shortening the rides and the loads that we can for our students, but financially we're not going to be able to do it any more efficiently for the taxpayers because it's a flat $900,000, $500,000 times market value.
Yeah, we pay $3.4 million roughly a year for transportation. We pay this $900,000 of $3.4 million, and we get that reimbursement from the state at the end of the school year.
Correct.
So,
Joe, 2 questions.
Mhm.
The formula drives the minimum mileage of 8671?
No, no.
Because my point is if we're going to Holmesdale to play,
Right.
the gas doesn't cost $86, why do we have to pay a minimum of $86?
Just so that they can actually pay the labor to drive the bus there and back. That's the reason. We're still, well, I don't recall on this the total number above and beyond the formula, but it's very little, if any. I mean, $86, if you do $2.97 a mile, so $3 a mile, so times 30 miles, $3 times 30, that's the round trip, that's $90, that's less than 86. So the only time that it's less, yeah, we have to be less than, well, divide 86 into $2.97. The only school district that would apply to for us is Carbondale, and maybe now 4 cities beyond that too. Lakeland's beyond that, beyond 14 miles. So it's very, very rarely, if ever, that we get to that situation. I don't remember.
The waiting time hourly rate.
Yep.
Can you explain that? Is that when they're hanging out when the games are going on?
Correct.
Is that
Correct.
if our athletic director were to schedule a bus that's not on time, the bus is waiting there, and the coach says that
No, it's waiting
You know what I
time.
mean?
Well, it's waiting time at the game. So when you go to a
Just at the
basketball game, it's 2.5 hours. So you drop the kids off at 6 o'clock, and you don't start taking them back home until 9. There's a 3-hour window that the driver is waiting and
I just
getting
didn't,
paid.
I want to make sure that it's clear that if we have a discrepancy.
If we make
it
an error.
in aligns with the communication
Mhm.
with our athletic director that, we're not paying hourly rates to employees of a bus company regardless of where they might reside,
Right.
for a mishap that should not have happened on our end.
I am not aware of Diane Jenkins or Karuth ever billing us for an error that we made, but I'll look into it. I'm not 100% sure, but both of those
I
people.
know in the last year or two, we've had some busing discrepancies.
Mhm.
Just want to make sure that we aren't paying out money that factually we should not be.
I know of one instance that Karuth came, a mistake was made by us, and then he didn't bill us. He said, got it, you made a mistake, I'm going back to my bus depot and park the bus and thanks for the opportunity, I'm not gonna bill you for it. But I can't say that we've never, I'll look into it to find out if we have.
Those two are not state formula driven in the summation of questions, right? We set those two rates.
We set those rates, but they are driven by the formula. That's why the increase was
They're driven by the increase in the formula.
The increase in the
So
formula.
the formula goes up that,
Just
this
the
year went up
minimum
to 0.7%, so these numbers went up that same percentage, but they're not based on the actual.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 29, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the transportation contracts for the extended school year program, summer 2016, for the following contractors, contingent upon enrollment at the state formula, as listed.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 30, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve King, Spry, Herman, Rowan, and Fall LLC as special counsel for Western Wayne School District at the rate of $170 per hour on an as-needed basis for the 2016-2017 school year.
Second that.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
I was just wondering if we had the 3-year summation of the legal fees.
I did bring that. Sorry, let's give that a look. I just want
Are there any other questions or comments on this? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no.
No.
Mr. Udinski, Mr. McDonough, okay. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries on a vote of 6-2. May I have a motion for item number 31, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint Matthew L. Muir, Esquire, as district solicitor at the annual retainer fee of $750 and an hourly rate of $150 for the 2016-2017 school year.
I'll second.
I have Mr. McDonough. Second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 32, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the following overnight trips and chaperones as listed. 6th grade overnight camp out, May 19th through the 20th, Camp Tatonka, Holly, and high school, middle school TSA National Conference, June 28th through July 2nd, 2016.
Seconded.
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
Just want to make sure that the general public and taxpayers are aware that the Camp Watonka trip, the 6th grade overnight trip, which was very successful, was a generous gift from Donald Wacker, who is the owner of Camp Watonka, in memory of Derek DeGroat. It was a great trip. It's a very, very gracious gift by Don Wacker in memory of Derek.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 33, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the dual enrollment agreement between Western Wayne School District and Johnson College for the agreed upon courses for the 2016-2017 school year.
Second?
Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or comments?
The dual enrollment program that we're working on, that we're approving here hopefully, is for 3 courses that students will be able to have the opportunity to receive free of charge through Johnson College for pre-engineering, automotive, and CAD, right? CAD, yes. So those 3 courses, if the students qualify, we were able to provide them here through our teachers, and they'll receive credit at Johnson, should they complete.
And it's no cost to the district as well, so it's a great opportunity for students to get some college credits out of the way for free in the vocational area.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 34, please?
I move that the Board of Education approve the Assistant Superintendent as ADA Officer and Title IX Coordinator for the Western Wayne School District in compliance with the American Disabilities Act for the 2016-17 school year.
I'll second it.
I'd like to add that Dr. Barrett was present, we're still putting him on another job.
He didn't have a choice.
Motion has been made and seconded with comments. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Barrett. May I have a motion for item number 35, please?
I recommend that the Western Wayne District Board of Education appoint the Assistant Superintendent as the district's Affirmative Action Compliance Officer for the 2016-2017 school year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. We have a motion for item number 36, please.
I recommend that the Western Wayne District Board of Education appoint the Assistant Superintendent as the district's right-to-know officer for the 2016-2017 school year.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments?
How many right-to-know requests do we have for the 15-16 calendar school year?
I recall 4 or 5, and they were always by outside contractors and suppliers trying to find out what we paid for certain supplies. But they were, generally speaking, they were sent to me via email requests from a company in Chicago, one in Atlanta, one in Minneapolis, that are looking to see what pricing was received in the bid practice, so that they know how to compete, I think, in the future. All the other right-to-knows that I haven't received any other than those types of right-to-knows.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 37, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education adopt the proposed waiver of expulsion hearing and stipulation relating to the following student, thereby excluding the student from the Western Wayne School District in accordance with the terms thereof. Student number 06-15-16.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 38, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education consider the adoption of the following policies of the first reading as listed.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any opposed or abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. May I have a motion for item number 38, please?
That was 38.
I'm sorry, 39, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education approve LEA policies and procedures that adhere to the requirements under the Individual with Disabilities Education Act, Part 8.
Second.
Mr. Cadenzi? Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 40, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve a 5-year lease agreement between the Western Wayne School District and Dell Financial Services for new teacher laptops at an approximate cost of $33,318 per year.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. I'm gonna oppose this agreement. We don't give adequate enough supplies to our teachers on the ground when it comes to laminates, papers, pencils, things that they're paying out of pocket for. I find it to be egregious that we would spend $163,000 total in a 5-year agreement to purchase these laptops. We can't fund the basic necessities of children and educators. This is a luxury, in my opinion, and I believe in my heart that this is wrong and I can't support it.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no.
No.
Any abstaining? Motion carries on a vote of 6-2. May I have a motion for item number 41, please?
I recommend the Board of Education authorize the business manager and technology director to award bids to the lowest responsible bidder for the following E-rate items: 2,600 feet of fiber optic cable installed in the middle school and run internally to the high school. Cisco Catalyst 2960X switches, 5 in quantity. Cisco 6509 blade-only internal part, which is an upgrade. 10 boxes of Cat6 network cabling for rewiring in middle school to support the wireless network. Correct?
Correct.
Total approximate cost would be $53,000. We will be using the E-rate system for reimbursement of $36,500 of that total, and the net approximate cost to the district would be $16,500.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 42, please?
I move that the Board of Education accept the following resignations for retirement purposes. Georgia Mitchell, middle school nurse, effective the day after the last day of the 2015-2016 school year. And Barbara Price, secretary, effective November 2nd, 2016. I would like to add with regret.
I'll second.